Welcome back to Proxy, everybody, and today we have Dead of Night again, and we're going to be talking about the triple Wayleaper list. Can we build a list with 3 Autarch Wayleapers that is actually viable in competitive settings? So what do you think, man? What do you
I
think
think
about
it's
this?
time. It's finally
It's time
time.
for the triple Wayleaper. We're going to do it. We can run 3 of them, so let's fucking do it, right? Let's run the
Yeah.
triple Wayleaper. So
How do we kid them out?
here's the thing, right? I
Or do we
think
wait? Do we wait to figure that out?
I think let's just do this. Let's add them in first.
Yeah, get them in there.
We know they're in there, right?
One's a warlord.
Make one our warlord, of course,
Uh-huh.
right? Just boom. All right, now, what do we need for them to actually be successful, though? Because obviously, I think Wayleapers are extremely good for a couple reasons. One, they're lone operatives, so they make, they're a little bit hard to shoot at from enemies. But I think
Yep.
their other strength is they're actually pretty good in combat and they're pretty good at defending points, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
I think they can do a little bit more than you would think, especially together, or even if you play all three in like a score secondary sense,
Hmm. Yeah, they move pretty fast. They have the Howling Banshee Mask, which if somebody charges in, they're striking first. The Starglaive is a pretty good weapon.
Yeah.
They do have the ability to have a Dragon Fusion Gun, which is good as well. So they have a lot of hidden strengths that I think a lot of people don't really see right off the bat, you know?
Exactly. And the lone
So
op is probably one of the
here's the
major ones.
question. Oh, absolutely. Lone Op is a really powerful ability. Here's the question, right? I think what we have to do is I think we have to kit these guys out first to make them as hard to deal with as humanly possible.
Yeah, let them live.
Absolutely. So I think you give the Warlord the Phoenix Gem,
Oh yeah.
right? You give him the Phoenix Gem, you give him a Dragon Fusion Gun, and the Starglaive and the Howling Banshee Mask. That makes him extremely hard to deal with. And I know that's kind of like the go-to meta build for the Autarch Wayleaper, but there's a reason why. It's really hard to actually kill the Autarch Wayleaper like this.
May I argue
Hmm.
we go Mana Blasters on them all? Because, like, don't get me wrong, I like the Howling
Hmm.
Banshee Mask, but from a lot of my experiences, if the Wayleaper is staying in combat, he's dead.
Right. I mean, obviously he's
So,
not going
Mana
to.
Blasters, maybe they could hit a little harder
Well,
with
see,
that
this
boom.
is because think about it like this, right? Like the way I use the Wayleaper is if I get charged by something and I survive one round of combat and I'm still engaged, like I'm
Mhm.
retreating, I'm getting out of there, I'm falling back. Right?
Fair.
Like I'm spending the CP and getting the
You get
fuck
the
out of Dodge, dude.
Wayleaper.
Yeah, like I'll spend the CP if I have it. Um, so like I don't like
Like,
prolonged combat. I mean, yeah, you could do prolonged combat with it, but I don't think they're built for that, right?
all
Like
right,
I
how
don't
about
really,
this? How about this?
but I
How about
do like
this?
the idea
How
of the
about we
Manda
go
Blaster.
Banshee? We go Banshee Mask with the Warlord.
Uh huh.
But with the Fate's Messenger Wayleaper, we go Manda
See,
Blasters.
I think you're onto something right there, dude. Because our second Wayleaper, we can focus on this Wayleaper for damage, right?
Yep.
The Warlord can be in the back because the Warlord's the one generating the command points. We need to protect him as much as possible.
Yeah,
So we're giving
he's
him
yeah,
this, right?
a different role kind of.
Exactly. But the Wayleaper with the Manda Blasters, which we'll give him right now, can be more of a damage type role, and we'll give him Fate's Messenger so he can get that auto 6 to wound, proccing devastating wounds. We're still going to give him a Starglaive because that's easily the best.
The best stab wound, yeah.
I mean, it has, I believe, AP -3 if I'm not mistaken, right? Let's double
Two
check.
damage. I mean, the real
2
answer is two
damage.
damage.
Yeah, absolutely. The Starglaive's a great weapon.
Yeah. Now, what if
AP
so
-2. I'm wrong. AP -2. AP
so
-3 is the Banshee Blade.
something that I think of is like Fire and Fade. We can Fire and Fade a Wayleaper with a Reaper launcher. Is this a good one to do that with?
Fire and Fade with a Reaper launcher. Well, I
Oh,
personally
why
don't
not?
like the
I
Reaper
mean,
launcher.
that's the longest range though. That
Yeah, it
you
is.
know,
It is.
I guess not.
Um,
Yeah, fusion gun though.
yeah, I mean, I think if you're running an Autarch on foot, there's an argument for a Reaper launcher because, you don't have the mobility. But
Sure.
I think if you have the mobility, you might as well go with the, Dragon Fusion Gun. I mean, that thing just slaps.
Yeah, we get 6 damage off Fates.
Right. And that's insane. I mean, the Starglaive and the Dragon Fusion Gun is a
Right, yeah,
really
that's pretty
good
good.
combo. So I think we go with that for the second Wayleaper. What about the third
I
one though?
like it.
Third one's interesting because you only really have the Weeping Stones left, and I don't think the Weeping Stones is really worth it, to be real with you.
Yeah,
Um,
especially because he's not your damage one either.
yeah,
You know,
you know,
I'd say maybe past the Weeping Stones for sure.
yeah, pass on it. We got the Howling Banshee Mask or Manda Blasters. I don't think the Manda Blasters is as effective here because, you don't have Face Messenger to back that up. So maybe we just go with Howling Banshee Mask, Starglaive, and Fusion Gun,
Yeah, I mean,
you
this
know?
could also be the Wayleaper if we need him to stay on home objective,
Right.
or the Deep Strike Wayleaper.
hmm Either way, I think you go with the Dragon Fusion, no? Just because it's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
big time, big D damage, you know?
In a pinch, in a pinch, if you needed 3 fusion guns, you got them.
Yeah, for sure, dude. You can you can
They're
combine
still
the
hitting on twos,
fusions.
yeah. They're hitting on twos at the
Oh yeah,
Wayleaper,
dude.
right?
Oh
So,
yeah. The
yeah.
Dragon Fusion Gun hits on twos. The Starglaive hits on threes. Um, so that's still good, you know. I mean, I don't know about you guys out there listening, but I've had the Autarch Wayleaper hit all 5 dice by himself without even just hitting on threes, just like boom, all 3+. Like didn't even have to use a hit reroll. Like, I mean, I know
So,
it's not average dice there. You're probably going to miss about two. You're probably going to pick up one more on the reroll, so you're only going to hit four. Probably wound all.
so
Well, yeah, probably wound all four, right?
yeah.
It's a
I thought it
lot
was
of
gonna take
damage.
longer to. I thought it was gonna take us longer to kit them out.
You know what? The thing about the Autarch
We're
Wayleaper,
getting.
yeah, video over, guys. We did it. No, I mean, what can you really do with these guys? I think the unique thing we're doing here is we are giving one of the Autarch Wayleapers the Fate's Messenger combo with the Mana Blasters. I think that's really strong. But unfortunately, the problem with free Wargear in this edition is that, Banshee Blade, Striking Scorpion, Chainsword, there's just no reason to take them, you know?
Exactly.
Um, and you know what's funny? Like it's wildly unpopular to have free Wargear across like the whole Warhammer 40K community. But I was actually thinking a video of arguing for it because if GW actually did balance the weapons better, I think it could be interesting. But they just didn't, right? So like the edition came out and there was always a clear best option and best loadout for each unit.
Well, they did something. What was it? I believe it was a ninth for some
hmm
units. Like you could run them like Wraith blades. Like if you
Right,
run them as this, they cost this many points.
right.
If you run them with this weapon, they cost this many points.
Yeah,
So
and I
instead
think
of
that's what they could do with this, right? They could make multiple data sheets
like
for
please
each
do that
weapon
for the
option.
Wraith Knight.
Oh,
Give me my
dude,
sword
yes.
board knight.
We need it, dude. Even though it will still suck. We need
No,
it.
yeah, that's fine.
We just want to be able to
It's
actually
not
use it
500
in a
points.
game. Yeah,
Yeah.
rapid ingress, we want to be able to put it in strategic reserve, or rapid ingress it behind the enemy field. Like Wraith Knight incoming, boom.
Let's go. How do you think we support these Wayleapers?
So that's a good question. I think what it's going to rely on is we do need units that can effectively screen out anything that's going to want to capture or kill them because or not capture them. They're going to take them hostage. Kill them or capture objectives, right? So, I think obviously we need to look at our infantry choices here and I'm thinking Rangers are a good option because one of the biggest
Yeah.
weaknesses of I'll just add one ranger in there real quick. I think one of the biggest weaknesses of, lone operatives is enemy scouts and infiltrators. And I don't know how many times I have been able to because of my, the speed of my army, been able to, advance and just kill lone ops in the first turn, you know?
Yep.
So I think, using that cuz I can do it,
Yeah,
I know my
Shroud Runners are
opponent
pretty
can
good.
also do it. So Shroud Runners, Rangers are also good. I think Shroud Runners are good because they give lethal hits, but the Wade Leapers don't really benefit much from that. They don't, not that much. But I
Yeah,
still
dude.
think I think Shroud Runners are still good, but I think Rangers for sure. Being able to infiltrate up the board, block certain areas off is really strong. Need at least one unit of those for sure.
What if we went Scorps instead and made it neat?
We could do Scorpions as well. right?
Or as well, yeah.
Yeah, and that's really good. And you know what would be cool is if you got or managed to get the Autarch Wayleaper to charge something at the same time as the Scorpions are charging something. Am I right?
Right.
You know, and then just do a bunch of devastating wounds or something. That's an option. Yeah, let's throw them in. Let's throw them in. What's the harm in that? Striking Scorpions.
Yeah.
There we go. The Exarch. I don't think it really matters what you give them as long as you don't give them the Scorpion Chainsword. So like, I say we
I
give
like
them
the
the
biting
Claw.
blade.
You like the
Claw's
Biting
good.
Blade? Let's go with the Biting
Right.
Blade. It's the same thing. Who cares?
Yeah.
But you know, I think they both have damage too. They do devastating wounds. You get more devastating wound opportunities with the Biting Blade, so we'll go with that.
10
Okay.
pack.
I don't think you run a 10 pack.
Ah.
Because what if you don't go first, dude? Your whole freaking unit's like out the window. No more Phantasm. You know,
We
you
keep,
can't protect a unit like that anymore. I would definitely do it if Phantasm was the same way. I'd be like, yeah, 10 pack Scorpions, let's go. Let's Phantasm bait people. Like let's literally just position them in a way to where like opponents are like, "Oh, I'm going to kill those Scorpions turn 1." And you're like, "Phantasm." Sorry, man.
so our right. Our theme, I think we got kind of going. Oh, we can still phantasm them, right? I mean, we
You
could.
could. It's harder to Phantasm a unit of 10
Yeah,
on
I know.
those new
Everybody's
28.5
scared.
millimeter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's who. That's
because
who.
they're harder to hide as a group now, which is suck. It kind of sucks.
I was gonna say, I think our theme is deep strike, lone op,
hmm
infiltrate.
So here's the
So I
other
think that's
thing,
kind of a
right?
neat theme. That's a neat
Yeah,
theme.
that is really cool, and I think you have to go with warp spiders, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you have to have a unit of warp spiders in this list. Again, they move 24
I
inches.
argue too.
They basically can get anywhere in the board in one turn. If you need a screening unit that can also deal devastating wound damage, boom, you got it, right? We'll just give him 2 death spinners and power blades because why not? It's free. You might as well.
Oh yeah.
I wonder when they make the new warp spiders if they'll give the Exarch the spinneret rifle. Remember, some of you old timers might
Yeah,
remember the spinneret
yeah.
rifle.
Spinner at rifle is sick.
Like, I want that back, dude. I want that in the kit for the warp spiders. He's like fucking with his little spinneret, dude.
Better give that to our
You know?
Phoenix Lord.
I know that would be cool. Warp spider
Hmm.
Phoenix Lord incoming, dude. That's the rumor, guys. That's a rumor on the street. Getting a new Phoenix Lord. Of course, I mean, it's funny because there's never been a model for it, but I actually do think that that makes sense because I don't think GW wants to put a whole lot of effort into new Eldar models. They just want to kind of like refresh the range
Yeah.
when they come out with the Codex. And like they want to do as little work as possible. They need to put a new unit in there because they give everybody a new unit, right? Pretty much,
Right.
or most armies at least, they give a new unit. But I think a character model is a lot easier to kind of make and support than a bunch of
Right.
like new units like Shroud Runners, for example.
If they give me new warp spiders, I don't care what else they do.
I don't exactly, dude. I
Yeah.
if they refresh the whole Eldar range, I'm good, dude. I'm Gucci. I'm just gonna like take it and run with it, dude. I really want that.
What about Hawks? At least one squad of
I think we
Hawks,
need
right?
Hawks too, dude. Yeah, I think I would even say 2 squads.
Baja,
I love
Baja in the
Hawks,
10
dude.
pack.
You know what? We could, dude. We could. Why don't we just go for that? That sounds fun.
All right, at least I got a 10 pack somewhere.
Yeah. So we got okay, so we have to ask ourselves though, because now we're just like getting into the realm of like let's just add stuff for the fuck of it. I think swooping hawks are your scoring units, right? So maybe we do just interesting. So
That's what I'm saying. Just do the 110 pack with Baja.
let's see. Can I put
Yeah.
this up to 10? Yeah, 9. Okay. Okay, so we have the 10 pack. We have Baharoth. Where is he? Here he is. All right, so
Alternatively, I was gonna bring up the Solitaire, but
we do need him
I
too.
like Baja. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we need him. He's
We'll get to him then.
we need the solitaire. Um, we're gonna have him, of course. The swooping hawks are really good. If we have swooping hawks, I would argue we need a
Alec.
Farseer Skyrunner. We need a Farseer Skyrunner for sure.
The 10 pack, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta
dude.
have guide.
Gotta throw guide on there, right? Like,
Guide on that list is
guaranteed.
gnarly. And then like that there's your one unit that you can legitimately overwatch with.
Yep. So we got that. He has the singing spear,
Oh yeah.
just fine. Some people go with the witchblade. I'm a singing spear enjoyer. I like the singing spear.
Kinda need a Farseer anyways to manipulate some dice.
Right, right. So we have our warp spiders. I would say if we're gonna go a big pack of hawks, maybe we need 2 units of warp spiders.
Or what about specters?
Specters are also an option. I think they're really good in this list because they can move and shoot, right? So why don't we throw 2 of those units in there? What do you
And
think
their
about that?
weapons are yeah, I think their weapons are good for this list.
Yeah, nice and simple. No Exarchs to deal with. They should have really just make this index unit and just be done with it and make them in plastic.
This list already looks like a pain in the ass to deal with.
It is, right? Because like basically everything in the list, a ton of stuff is either lone op or it's hard to shoot at or, you know. Yeah, dude, I love this list so far. Okay, so we have
and then Wraith
700 more
Knight.
points. Wraith Knight.
What?
What are you talking about? Okay, seriously though, is the Wraith Knight actually a
Warwalker?
consideration?
Oh, yeah, it got you
Probably,
good.
probably not, right? Maybe it is though. I don't know. I think the Skata Wraith
The
Knight, or
double Wraith
gosh, I
cannon?
keep saying that wrong. Um, everyone is gonna get mad at me for saying that wrong.
Oh,
Where is it?
Proxy? What
Here it
about
is.
Night Spinners, bro?
Night
Night
Spinners,
Spinners.
interesting. Okay, this is the question we have to ask ourselves: is -2 movement and charge actually good?
With all
Like
this
in this
wall,
list, when
kind
we have
of.
we have all this screening available to us, is it actually good?
Yeah, but the screening and also slow them down.
But it's only, remember, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's only infantry, right? Or am I wrong? Let me actually check because they
I don't think
nerfed it.
it's.
They
I don't
nerfed
think it's.
it. I think they made it the same as the Basilisk, but let me double check and just make sure. Because if not, like that's interesting. Where is it? There it is. Nope, it's just any enemy unit. Okay, so that's still there. Um, interesting. I think the Night Spinner's decent, but the question is, do we want to spend 210 points on it when we could have 2 units of something else? We could have 2 Warwalkers, for
Oh, for sure.
example,
Yeah, we
right?
could continue. Support weapons, D cannons,
Support
heavy.
weapons are good.
Warwalkers, I like.
Warwalkers are good. Well, let's
Fire
make.
prisms, I kind of like. Oddly enough.
They're interesting in this list. I think though that they do require a lot of CP, and I would argue that we're going to be wanting to throw Fire and Fade on units like Swooping Hawks, and
Um,
because I know they have the 6-inch move with Baja, but you combine that with Fire and Fade, and they're going across the board, dude. Like they're going freaking
mm,
20 inches, like after they shoot.
maybe not a popular opinion, but
Mm,
maybe the old Anvil and just play the 10 pack of Wraith Guard.
interesting.
And that gives us anti tank and a tough unit.
I kind of have a feeling though that we should go with,
But
with
it is a lot of
Fire
points. Yeah.
Dragons.
Also, yeah,
You
Fire
know,
Dragons.
because this is
What
how I see it. It's just
actually,
the
what
Wraith
about
Guard are easy
Dragons
to
and
deal with.
Falcons? Dragons and Falcons.
Yeah, yeah, Dragons and Falcons would be cool. I think we should go with that. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I like it.
Maybe
It
we
gives us
go
our anti tank.
also.
It gives us more deep strike
I think we go with
options.
Fuegan.
Wagon, yeah.
You need him. I know some people say Fugan, whatever. I think it's Fuegan.
I think it's Wagon, but
It's Fuegan. Come on, we're from the
it's
United
not,
States. We can say Fuegan. Uh, um, because Fuego fire. I live in Southern
or
California, so
even though you've rain. No, we can't do your brain. I was gonna say that'd be a neat little
you could do your
bomb,
Vrain.
but
What's stopping you from doing that?
CP, right? Don't we want the
Your
CP?
Vrain? No, no,
The
she doesn't have to
Wayleaper?
be your warlord, dude.
Oh no,
You can just
yeah,
take her. You can just take her as like a side
that's
piece.
interesting.
Yeah, she can just be the army side piece, which is awesome.
You
Yeah,
brain
she's
the Storm
cool.
Guardians.
Oh yes. You're getting me going, man. I mean,
I,
Yvrain
I I
is
was
really
thinking
good
Illic would
against
be a good
infantry.
good choice too.
Just solo Illic, yeah, that could be good. I'd consider running Illic solo.
I like to run
Um,
Karandra solo.
he's cool too. Okay, actually, I have an idea.
The Sermon, dude.
Okay, check
Actually,
this
what
out,
about
right?
a Sermon and a Solitaire? They both have 3-up invul.
Yeah, true, they do.
It
I think
just
the solitaire is maybe we're going too deep into the lone op thing with that because I don't know if the solitaire really supports the
no,
Autarch Wayleapers.
I'm
I
more.
was just fucking with you.
I think I'm more so thinking just what's the biggest pain in the ass units we could put in here.
So check this out, right? I think this might be good. I think this might be good.
The Falcons, though,
Okay,
yeah.
check this out. Double Falcon. We have Fuegan in the list already.
Hmm.
Let's give these what they need, which is the Bright Lance and the Shuriken Cannons.
1 5-pack of dragons.
We have a 5-pack of dragons. Okay, so I think you do 2 dragons here.
Need to go to.
I think. So check this out. 2 units of dragons. Fire Pike. Fire Pike, you need that. Okay, we have Fuegan. And then we go Kahandras.
Ooh.
Okay, now my reasoning behind this is check this out. Fuegan and 5 fire dragons go in one falcon.
Hmm.
Kahandras and 5 dragons go in the other.
Yeah.
Right? So Kahandras is, if you look at his devastating wound ability, it's
Oh yeah.
insane, right?
I know. Yep.
It's
Oh yeah.
absolutely insane. So I think this is a really good model for that. He can kill a lot of stuff. We already have 5 scorpions in the list as well. So we have this option if you wanted to. Before you start the game, you could either do Kahandras with 5 dragons and a falcon, or you could put 5 dragons in reserve, rapid ingress them, and you could have Kahandras hang out with the
Oh,
scorpions
Scorpions. Yep.
in the falcon.
So part of me feels like if we're gonna kind of go this Falcon route, why not take out a squad of Spectres maybe and include another piece that could go on the Falcon or something like that, something along those lines.
Well, like, what are we thinking about? Like, well, what else would go in the falcon? Because we're
I
already
don't know.
maxed out.
I feel like when I'm running Falcons, I want a lot of options.
Okay, so like, interesting. Solitaire out of the
Right.
falcon's good. But the
Something's
problem
good.
is we're already kind of maxed out on because we have Fuegan, he's in the falcon. The fire dragons are in the falcon. Scorpions could be in the falcon. Cahandras is in the falcon, right? Like we can't.
Well, right. That's why I was saying maybe take
Yeah.
out a squad of Spectres
Uh
and
huh.
just put in like I don't know, maybe another squad of Scorpions and Rangers? Question mark.
Hmm. We could.
Or so something like that.
Yeah. No. We could. Um.
Just to spread out what we could put in these Falcons or what we could do with them.
Yeah. I don't think we need shroud runners in this list. It doesn't look like it because we just have no real synergies there. Um.
Right.
Hmm.
I like the Death Jester a lot too.
Unfortunately, no Death Jester in this list, man. We
I
can't do it.
know.
You know why? Because we've already used Fate's Messenger.
I wow. Yes.
Mind blown or what?
I mean, we could move Fate's
Uh,
messaging.
we could. We could.
What about Ass Man though?
I like Ass Man. I think he's cool. I mean, he's a cool model. Is he good solo? I don't know about that.
He can get
Um,
there.
I know, but he
He
just
could be in a
has
Falcon.
half
He
of
could
his
also be in a
abilities don't even
Falcon.
work, right? Like,
True.
or half of his, yeah, because he only gets Overwatch with Dire Avengers. Oh, I guess he can Overwatch himself,
Yeah.
but then he doesn't have 4+ Overwatch because he needs to be with the Dire Avenger unit to do
Does
that.
any of that really matter when you have a 3-up invul?
I mean, how many of those can you make? You know,
All of them. All of them.
like I've had games where like somebody's like, "Oh, I have a 3-up invul save," and I'm like, "Bright Lance," and they roll a 2. And they're
That's
like, "Oh,
fine.
I'm gonna command
You know,
reroll it, roll a
you know,
1,
you know, you know who does not do
dead."
that? Ass Man.
Ass man, dude. I think Assman should be able to revive
And
himself, man.
S-Man has a free save with a fate dice.
He does. You're right. You could fate
Free
dice it.
save, baby.
That's true. That's true.
I
I don't
mean,
know. He's
him out of a
interesting.
Falcon. If he get his charge off out of the Falcon, he's pretty
Here's the
wild too.
question though: is he better than Gahandris out of a Falcon with all the sustained
Um,
hits and devastating wounds? Right? Like let's. Also, he's more expensive than Gahandris, I think. Right? Gahandris is only 100 points. Like he's
Krondos does not have
cheap.
a 3-up invul.
I know he has a 4-up invul, which is almost as good with
I'm
Fate
still
dice.
sad my Phoenix Lords only have T3, by the way. Like, why?
Like 2 plus save. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but no T3 for
Oh,
all of our Phoenix Lords.
T3. T3.
Yeah, like it should be 4.
It should be 4, man. I think what they tried to do is they tried to just homogenize Eldar as like the T3 faction.
Yeah.
So like every model on foot like is gonna have T3. And it's like, what? Like Phoenix Swords were always toughness 4. Like for as long as I remember at least. They were always toughness 4. But,
um,
it is what it is. See, I actually think in the Eldar Codex, what I would like to see is the Phoenix Lords actually getting a revivability, like all of them getting revivability on a 4 plus.
yeah.
Because then you'd actually have some variety. Because like right now, like realistically, the only
I even
you know character that people really pick a lot is Fuegan,
yeah,
and that's because he has a revivability. I think if you gave all the Phoenix Lords a 4 plus revive, and then you gave them all other abilities as well, like they would be much more usable.
for sure.
But yeah, I mean Chondrus, I mean my god, look at this dude. Strength 8, AP minus 3, damage to sustained 1 with devastating wounds and sustained hits.
Can you pull it up, Proxy? On the
Um, I think I am. I just think it doesn't show on
Oh,
for
got you,
whatever
got you.
reason.
Okay.
But
No,
yeah,
yeah,
he's pretty beastly. He's pretty beastly. And then he has a Surmathil, the
yeah.
big time anti-infantry weapon, which is good. I mean, I think he's a pretty solid character. But, what is it? 4 plus scores a critical hit with him on charge, which is good.
Out of the
He's
Falcon
interesting.
though, we can't get him a guide.
Yeah, true. True. We could just run him infiltrate with scorpions, throw guide
Oh,
on him first turn,
I
right?
mean, re-rolling the wound roll for him is huge though.
Yeah, it is. Because of devastating. You gotta pick your poison, man. Reroll hits or reroll
Right.
wounds. You can't have it all, man. Oh my god, dude. Um, I th-
Strength 18, so good.
Strength 8. Yeah, it's a good for killing Space Marines, and it can punch up into other stuff too. And he actually gets his devastating wounds against vehicles, so he can actually charge into something that like an opponent doesn't really think he can kill and kill it.
He is one of those Phoenix Lords that's really solid just by himself too.
He is, and that's why I think I like him. Over Zerman. Although apparently we're getting a new Zerman model as well, which is
Oh.
cool. It's been leaked. New Zerman.
All right, so let's run down this. What we got here?
Okay, so what do we got? We got
Not
three
much left.
Phoenix Lords. Yeah, we only have
Yeah,
35
3 Phoenix
points.
Lords.
3 Phoenix Lords, which is awesome. We have 3 Wayleapers. We have a Skyrunner for guide. 2 units of Fire Dragons, Rangers, 2 units of Shadow Specters, 1 unit of Striking Scorpions, big unit of Hawks, 2 units of Warp
Double
Spiders,
Spider.
and double Falcon.
It's interesting. How many units is this? One, two.
Little character heavy, but I would argue that going Assassinate against this army is a trap because you're never going to
Yeah.
kill Baharoth. It's going to be a little bit hard to kill Fuegan. And the 3 Wayleapers you can keep alive for a long time. So really, the
Yep.
only ones that are going to die in the battle is Chondrus, Farseer Skyrunner, and maybe one of the Wayleapers. That's it. Like that's literally it. I don't think you actually kill all of them. So like somebody going into Assassinate against this army is going to be sorely out of luck
Yep.
because they're
Yeah.
not going to kill it.
Well, this army does dance a lot. That's
It
fun.
does.
Like we could just deep strike the Falcons and Dragons, so that's all safe until we
Right.
want it.
I love
You
the
know,
versatility that this list has
like
because you can
we
you can do a lot of things with it, in
right.
deployment.
We could do a lot of screening. We could realistically probably hide the entire army if we wanted to.
Yep,
The first
it's
turn,
it's
right?
pretty much mostly infantry. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
very
on
small.
terrain dense boards, you should be able to easily hide this anyway, right?
Yeah.
Everything moves really fast. You have a lot of burst damage from like things like shadow specters, warp spiders, and stuff.
Oh yeah, I think this army is just one of the huge things that's going to be deployment for it because
Yeah,
there's
you
so
need to
many
deploy
things
it
you could
correct.
do. Yeah, you need
Yep.
to like plan for like how you're going to kind of want the game to pan out.
See, I think obviously, a lot of people talk about deployment and like what you should do during deployment. And I think it's one of those, I would say like it's a soft skill that you learn throughout playing because as an Eldar player, you always have to think, how can I get my opponent to deploy their more important pieces before I deploy my own more important pieces, right?
Oh yeah,
So like
exactly.
you can bait them with a lot of like small insignificant units.
Yeah, like three-way leapers.
Right, like exactly, three-way leapers that they can't shoot anyway, right? So, yeah, I mean, the list looks pretty solid so far, right? Like, being able to kind of bait your opponent into deploying stuff early that's important, and then, being able to deploy to counter that is pretty strong. We have a lot of good screening tools. We have a lot of good, volume of fire. We do have anti-large with our fire dragons, Fuegan, and honestly, like just because of the vast amount of firepower we have on this list, like this list can easily take on tanks, just the infantry alone, right?
Yeah, we got the fire dragons, the falcons. We have even more fusion guns with the way
Right.
leapers.
I mean, and check this out, right? You have Baharoth with 10
The
swooping hawks
hawks,
with
which
guide.
can target anything. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So like there's ways that this list can like take down heavy stuff, and it just mulches
Even the
infantry.
spiders, even the
Yeah,
spiders in a pinch.
absolutely with devastating wounds. Like this list mulches infantry, you know?
Yep.
And it also just can very much tear up tanks. So I really like this list. We have 35 points left. I mean, what can we
We could
really
just
do with it?
throw, yeah, if it's Farseer,
You could throw
re-
a Reader of the Runes,
reader
I
runes.
guess.
Yeah.
And do we have another character we can throw Weeping Stones on? Probably not.
No. Well, I
Yeah.
guess the Wayleaper, the last
Oh,
Wayleaper.
yeah, right.
Well, we can only have three enhancements anyways, so
Oh, is that right?
yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, well, that's it then. We're at
I don't know. I can't do
1985.
it. I can't do that.
You
I like
can't do
can't
that?
do that. I can't do a
Oh
proxy.
my God, dude.
I know I'm not the only one.
Well, you know what we can do? We can get rid of Reader of the Runes,
Yep.
and we can
I'm telling you, get rid of that
upgrade the
Shadow Spectre
Rangers.
spread. Yeah.
Or we could, yeah, get rid of a Shadow Spectre and upgrade it to the Solitaire, right? We could do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's see what that looks like.
Although
That's
I love
spicy.
Shadow Spectres, but
I know. Well, hold on. How many scorpions are there? Just the one still?
just a one squad. I was thinking we could upgrade, one of the Scorpions to a Ranger to a Scorpion, but let's um let's just throw in Solitaire, of course, and we'll give him Weeping Stones. Fuck it. We get it the same, of
There we
course.
go.
There we go.
There we
2000
go.
exactly. See, I don't have a problem with like running a list at 1985.
Also, yeah,
Like,
Solitaire is sick too, though,
yeah,
in this
it
list.
is sick. I think this is the way to go, I think, right? Like for sure.
Yeah, 4 lone ops.
Yep, 4 lone ops. I mean, lots of characters, but again, you're not going to kill a lot of them,
I mean,
you know.
Flagon and Karandras are going solo, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think that's solid, dude. I think I would run a list
yeah.
like this if I was wanting to run 3 Wayleapers. This is the list I would run around it. Very
I
fast,
think I want to try this
mobile,
out.
hard hitting. I know you want to try out all the like jank, dude. I
I love
mean,
it.
I don't think this list is that much jank. I think the Wayleapers are actually pretty good. They're a little bit pricey. If you want to talk about efficiency, like I get it. You could be more efficient, switch one of them out for a Death Jester, Um, but I
I
like
think,
this list.
yeah, I think for the most part, we just want to score points with the Wayleapers, anyways. That's how they're gonna get their points
Yeah,
back.
absolutely, dude. Absolutely. All right, well, there's the list. And I think it's pretty awesome. I think,
Oh,
if anybody was interested in running a bunch of Wayleapers in their army, this is the way to go with it. Something like this. Um, any final thoughts on the list before we
I think you forgot to
adjourn?
talk about something super important,
What did I
Proxy.
forget? What did I forget?
You forgot to talk about the Shining Blade.
Oh my god, dude.
The
Baharath,
Shining
let's
Blade, bro.
let's look at the Shining Blade.
Yep.
Just to appease Dead of Night here, the Shining Blade. Okay, so the Hawks I guess could charge in with guide and like hit on a 2 plus, and then the Shining Blade gets sustained hits 1. Strength 5, AP minus 2, damage 2, sustained hits 1. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's like alright.
All of our Hawks are hitting on twos.
Yeah.
So Baja and the Hawks and all the Wayleapers
So you
just
get
jumping
40.
something in melee.
Yeah, you get
They're gonna
41
hurt something.
attacks. Exarch has a power sword. You have Baja. Yeah, you could finish off something for sure. You could even like go after like vehicles and stuff and do pretty well. You're wounding on sixes, but you're getting
It's
most
reaching
of your hits,
blade.
right? The Shining Blade is decent.
Underrated.
It's underrated, dude, for sure. I mean, it is for sure. I don't know if you charge until the very last turn.
Maybe.
You have to,
Maybe. But
yeah.
that is spicy setting up a last turn epic Baja charge.
Oh, absolutely, dude. The charge of the Hawks, man. The charge of the Hawks. That's funny, dude.
One of my original ideas for like this list when I first seen the Wayleaper, I started building toward it was triple Wayleaper, Baja, but 30 swooping hawks, and just
Yeah.
have all the flying uh, little jetpack units out there.
Yeah, I
I thought
mean, that's
like that army would look super sick too.
that's definitely a way you can run it for sure. I think for the next video we should do a list where we talk about aspect assault and like the different ways to run aspect assault like armies because I think that is
Yeah.
kind of the future of Eldar in this edition. It looks that aspect warriors are finally coming into their own. People are using them.
Well,
People are using Dark
they're
Reapers.
yeah, if they're gonna make produce new ones too,
Oh, big
like
time.
Tan is about to be off the chain, I
Oh,
think.
absolutely, dude. I'm currently working on painting up 5 Howling Banshees from the new ones.
Yeah,
Got them off of eBay, great condition. I have a Falcon that I want to paint. I've already painted up Jane Czar. I posted that in the Discord, so
yeah,
people know what's up there.
yeah. I'm working on all metal Tan still.
Nice, dude. I like that. The
So
classic
much
look, man.
stripping. Yeah, it's
The
gonna be wild.
classic look. I like it, dude. I want to see what that army once it's fully painted. We'll have to like throw it up on one of these videos for sure,
Yeah,
dude.
absolutely, bro. Well, thanks for having me again, Proxy.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for coming on, and it's always awesome talking to you because you're a freaking nut, dude, just like me. So it's good to have like a fellow Eldar nut on the channel, just talking about some
Always.
weird bizarro strategies. So that's awesome. And for all of you guys wondering, Dead of Night and myself, are on the channel's Discord, and we always love talking to new Discord members. So if you're interested, I will have free trials activated, so you can come in for absolutely free, no cost to you. Don't have to donate or anything like that. But you will get access to the Discord permanently, by joining up. So,
I
consider
want to
joining.
say I want to say as a patron of your Discord that everybody is more than nice in there and approachable, and we all have the same goal. It's all it's a smaller Discord as opposed to like some of the other major Eldar ones, but I
Hmm.
think that's a good thing.
Oh, it's
I
for
feel
sure
like
good.
I feel like
Yeah.
Proxy's been developing a very tight knit community, you know, and definitely check it out.
Thanks, man. I like that, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
absolutely.
are a tight knit community. We are smaller, but I do like that because you don't have some of the nuts that are on the, the bigger
Absolutely.
Eldar main
Absolutely.
Discord, dude. Like the freaking, meta chasing nutters out there who are like, oh, Eldar suck now. The doomsayers, you won't have any of those. We're
Right.
all just focused on how to become better players and how to, improve with the army because it's an awesome army. So
Absolutely.
anyway, think about joining that if you guys want to, and I'll leave a few other, kind of, affiliate links in the, Discord if you want to grab some Eldar inspired apparel, for example, or, some discounted Eldar minis on Amazon. So anyway, guys, peace out. See you later. And once again, Dead of Night, thanks for coming on and talking to me today.
Always.
All right, peace out, everybody. See you later.